people are sad. They'll be sad to see it go.
An iconic mini golf course in the North Metro up for sale. Why the course is on the market and what could be next for the property. Plus, a Coon Rapids Little League team one win away from a trip to the Little League World Series. But first,
whether it's paramedics, police, or fire, are slowed down considerably.
A renewed push to make an overpass at the Hanson Boulevard Railroad tracks a reality. That tops CTN News this Friday, August 14th, 2015. Thanks for joining us. City and county officials were hoping to secure funding for the Hanson Boulevard Railroad overpass this past legislative session.
But only a small version of a bonding bill passed in a special session. Now all eyes are on the 2016 session. On Thursday, lawmakers visited Coon Rapids to hear from emergency responders about the dangers of delays at railroad crossings. CTN's Joe Nelson was there and joins us now with more. Joe?
Yeah, Steve and Karen, anyone who drives through Coon Rapids on a regular basis has likely been stuck waiting for long trains to pass through. During emergencies, it's even more than an inconvenience. It has a negative effect on response times. Officials say building an overpass at Hanson Boulevard is the answer to provide a reliable route. Coon Rapids Fire Chief John Piper has seen what can happen when his flashing lights meet these ones.
The fire doubles every minute, so therefore the quicker we get there, the faster we can knock the fire down and if needed, to effect a rescue.
With no speedy alternative and heavier train traffic creating backups on Hanson Boulevard, Piper, along with police and other city and county staff, have a solution.
We'd like to make it a grade-separated crossing so they don't need to think about, am I going to sit at a train?
A plan to build an overpass would solve that problem, allowing emergency vehicles to respond faster and could keep drivers from shifting into park on the way home from work. But before crews can break ground, local politicians are hoping state funding could help cover its $25 million price tag.
The bonding we're asking for is only to pay for half of this project. A good percentage of it would come from CTIB, the County's Transit Improvement Board, and also the city would be in for 5% and the county would be in for 10%. So there is quite a bit of a local match to match those state dollars on this project.
As part of a 3-day statewide tour, state representatives from the Capital Investment and Bonding Committee got a view of the potential benefits of a grade separation and the dangers delays can create.
This is clearly an emerging issue, a new issue, and has our attention, and I think will, in this year, be a high priority for us.
Well, we're making no promises at this point. We know it's an important project to the governor. It's always been my objective to have bonding bills that we can be proud of at the end of the day, but you know, resources are not unlimited, and we have to be judicious with the taxpayers' dollars.
The Hanson Boulevard project is listed as a high priority according to the Minnesota Department of Transportation. A vote on the overpass likely won't happen until next spring. Steve and Karen?
Well, at least it's in the works.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Joe. A parking lot and roadway reconstruction project is moving forward at the Coon Rapids Dam. Last month, the Anoka County Board awarded the nearly $400,000 contract for the project. Plans call for reconstruction of the boat launch roadway and parking lot, upgrading of the trail system near the boat launch, and new railings in the upper deck area of the visitor center. A pull-off area for aquatic invasive species inspections will also be added. Construction is expected to begin in September. The Schwann Center at the National Sports Center in Blaine has a new name. On Thursday, the Sports Center announced it has partnered with the Gradient Financial Group and renamed the Schwann Center to the Gradient Financial Center. The facility, which totals 36,000 square feet, is a meeting, convention, and expo facility on the campus of the National Sports Center.
All three incumbents are seeking re-election to the Anoka-Hennepin School Board. The filing period for this fall's election ended on Tuesday. In District 1, which includes Anoka and portions of Ramsey, Coon Rapids, and Andover, Chair Tom Heidemann is running unopposed after his challenger Jamison Sawyer withdrew this week. In District 2, which includes Blaine and a portion of Coon Rapids, Marcy Anderson is running unopposed. And in District 5, which includes Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park, Fridley, and a portion of Coon Rapids, incumbent Nicole Hayes faces off against Scott Simmons. The general election is set for Tuesday, November 3rd.
A follow-up now to a unique story we told you about last month on CTN News. A group of young artists have taken their artistic abilities and transformed an 80-foot tunnel that runs under Main Street in downtown Anoka into a mural of sorts. Well, this week, the Young Artists of Anoka group marked the conclusion of the project with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. A total of 42 artists took part in the project, painting pictures of what Anoka means to them. A former Coon Rapids resident who moved to Anoka with her family came up with the idea. A dinosaur, a snake, and a kangaroo could soon make their way off the greens along with local mini golfers.
Goonie Golf in Spring Lake Park is up for sale. CTN's Jenny Yu visited the course this week and has more on its past and possible future.
Driving down Highway 10 in Spring Lake Park, it's hard to miss this friendly green dinosaur and a for sale sign.
We had a couple of inquiries, but not anything real serious.
After running Goonie Golf for more than 30 years, owner Pat Hovanitz is ready to officially retire at age 72.
I hope it can last a few more years, but I just don't want to be the one running it.
The mini golf course was an idea from Pat's late husband, Jim Hovanitz.
He was out of work and he'd always wanted to have his own business. And we had a little bit of money saved, and so we used that for a down payment, and the rest is history.
But after Jim passed away from colon cancer 4 years ago, Pat says it's time to put away the putters.
People are sad. They'll be sad to see it go. Many people have come here as a child and bring their children here now, and grandchildren even. So I hear that a lot. It's kind of a fixture in the community.
Teresa Vork of Coon Rapids and her son Austin have been coming here for 16 years.
I've had a lot of good memories. We've come every year since he was like 2 years old.
Pat says while she hopes the next buyer will keep Goonie Golf running, she knows there's value behind the nearly 3.5-acre land.
We're hoping that it will be rezoned to include some kind of multifamily housing, maybe assisted living or senior apartments.
And if there isn't a buyer by the end of this season, Pat says she'll continue to operate her business next season until the business sells.
It's nice having something unique that people enjoy.
In Spring Lake Park, Jenny Yu, CTN News.
The city says there's a development moratorium on vacant land and redevelopment for commercial property until December 15th. The current asking price for the 3.3-acre parcel is $725,000.
The Coon Rapids Cardinal Little League 12-year-old All-Stars are one step closer to heading to the Little League World Series.
Here's Wilson. Rylan Wilson swings at the first pitch. Hit back up the middle. Nice play by Manos. The flip to short, and Minnesota is in Saturday's Midwest Region Final.
Very exciting. On Thursday, the Cardinals jumped out to a 10-run lead against a team from Rapid City, South Dakota in the semifinals of the Midwest Regional Tournament in Indianapolis. Rapid City was able to get on the board, but in the end, the Cardinals won by a score of 15-7. They now play in the championship game at noon on Saturday. You can watch that game on ESPN.
A moving tribute this week to our veterans at an annual golf event at Bunker Hills. Dozens of people are taking part in the 5th annual Tee It Up for the Troops today. The event started with opening ceremonies in which veterans are honored for their service to our country. Participants then hit the greens for an 18-hole scramble. Tee It Up for the Troops helps raise money for fallen and disabled members of the armed forces and their families.
The Coon Rapids Senior Center is celebrating a big milestone this week. It was 40 years ago that the Super Senior Club formed in the basement of a church and started what is now known as the Coon Rapids Senior Center. Last year, there were 33,000 visits to the Senior Center. In addition to special events, speakers, and trips, 32 groups meet on a regular basis.
We're excited about this anniversary. Since that time, the Senior Center has met in a fire station, at Family Services building on Coon Rapids Boulevard, and then in 1996 we moved to the current location here at City Hall, and we are just blessed and fortunate to have the city's support and also the support of 400 volunteers every year.
The seniors are celebrating the 40th anniversary today with a program, music, and root beer floats. The Senior Center programs are open to anyone 55 years of age or older. I'm always amazed, so many people down there, they all have a good time.
Lots of participation, good for them.
And we're actually going to have more on the Coon Rapids Senior Center coming up next in CTN News Spotlight.
Thanks for joining us.